Failed presidential candidate and former Massachusetts Republican Governor Mitt Romney has been traveling around the country trying to, I guess, help Republicans, although I would question really how much help he could provide to Republicans who want to get elected next week. But in any case, earlier this week, he was in Nebraska, and he went on what I can only describe as a bitter rant against President Obama. He said that this is a, quote, terrible administration, and he didn't care whether President Obama was going to get upset at him for the comments that he made. As we know, of course, Mitt Romney is completely disconnected from reality, and the things he said during this rant only further confirm that. Here's a quote. "If you're running for office and they tell you it's not a good idea to tell jokes, all right, because you always offend someone. But I'm going to tell you one about the president, and I don't care if he's offended. Look, I'm not a big fan of the president, as you may understand, but even I have been disappointed by what I've seen over the last 6 years because he promised some things but hasn't been able to deliver those things." What does that mean? Even I'm disappointed. He said, I'm no fan of the president, but even I'm disappointed. What a disjointed nonsense statement.
Maybe it means since he's so rich, he really doesn't have to worry about anything or is never disappointed with anything. But even this rich guy with no worries in the world is disappointed.
He went on to list a number of items that he is disappointed with President Obama about. Those include poverty, income inequality, the education system, and the president's promise to let people keep their existing plans under the Affordable Care Act. Even Mitt Romney doesn't care about these things. I mean, in other words, he would have eliminated the Affordable Care Act altogether. As far as education, he certainly couldn't have been taking it seriously because he once promised a girl that if he was president, every single college graduate would have a job immediately. So he clearly couldn't have been too keyed into education. Poverty has never been one of Mitt Romney's primary concerns. I mean, he said 47% of the country are just takers who are never going to be anything but takers.
He also said that he's not too concerned with poor people because there's a safety net there.
That's right. He said, I'm not really that concerned with poor people. It's an amazing, just bitter sounding rant from a guy who knows that he just wasn't able to beat President Obama in spite of what his pollsters were telling him.
Yeah, it does sound bitter. It sounds kind of a little bit like what we heard from McCain, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. And Mitt Romney not really striking me yet as the angry old man yelling at kids to get off of his lawn, which John McCain did sound like quite a bit after losing in 2008. But he's definitely going in that direction.